This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.
Yo, what up, though, people? I'd like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Vito, what up, though?
I don't know nothing, man.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, they talking Pittsburgh. Ayuk or Debo, man. Pittsburgh.
I ain't tripping.
Yeah. I like the confidence. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor, hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you agree, disagree, want to correct one of us on something, if you just want to call one of us a Uber, let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C Note. Make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. Funniest thing I've seen recently, Vito, Bronny James and them is in they whole bag. Bronny James and his representative said that he's only willing to work out for two teams, them two teams being the Lakers and the Suns. But not just that, they're not taking no two-way contracts. They want a straight deal, and I believe it's hilarious because Bronny James averaged what in college?
4.
He did what in college?
Not a damn thing.
How is Bronny James and Rich Paul and these guys dictating all of this on the strength of the pop? Like, you got to be kidding me.
No, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
You know what
they doing?
What, giving him love and all that on the strength of his pop?
No, I don't see nothing wrong with his pop and Rich Paul doing what they doing. I think he should work out for more teams, but I don't have a problem doing what they doing.
What, getting him to the league?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of propaganda. Now the whole movie is, well, he could be a first rounder because this is a weak draft. Man, this kid go into the NBA. He's going to be a dud. And then what? He's going to be gone once his pop retire?
I don't know. Personally, when they had the debate of is he an NBA player, personally, he can play in the NBA because if you look at some of these guys on these benches in the NBA that have contracts, these boys are the same boy as him. Just a little bit of athleticism, can hit a shot from here and there, or some play a little bit of defense.
He is 6'1" tweener, Vito. He can handle the ball.
He got enough handle. You don't have to have
not to be no point guard.
How many primetime perimeter defenders are there in the league?
What I'm saying is at 6'1" and him being a tweener, and you talking about, let's just say, for instance, him having to guard dudes like Donovan Mitchell, that's a whole different animal.
Yeah. Shea
Gilchrist, who's a point guard and 6'6", that's a whole. He's not going to be able to guard.
Niggas like Muggsy Bogues, that's what 5'7" playing in the league.
Man.
So the size don't mean shit. It's all about how he play.
Even with that though, they saying that multiple sites have said it. Somebody on Fox Sports Radio I just seen said it too. That they're only promoting that he shot good, like in the drills and all that. His vertical is good, but they're not promoting it in the scrimmages. Mm-hmm. Like when they actually play against each other. I think they said at one point in time, dudes was like 12 for 12 on every time Bronny switched on him. He was cooking them niggas. He was getting cooked.
Did you see what his NBA comparison was?
Who?
Deuce McBride. Boy to play for us.
I can't even see that.
Deuce is a better defender, but I'm saying that's a small guy that can hit an open shot.
But I don't. What I'm saying is he don't got the game like Deuce. Deuce can shoot off the dribble, and he can't do none of that.
We gonna see because at the end of the day, like I said, there's guys on these benches in this current league that have the same game or less than him. It's no way in the world. He's not as bad. As bad as they're saying. He's got athleticism. He could run fast. He could jump high. He can get to the basket. He just needs some confidence.
Shout out Rashad McKinnis from Gills Arena too, because I seen that he recently said something that I recently said too. If
So that's
Bronny
why he get a
James
shout
name,
out? So that's the only reason why you shot him out.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Like, I was telling John though, I mess with Rashad
Me too.
McKenzie because he's not gonna just be
He'll go
on
for that,
everybody
yeah.
wave, like, you know what I mean. But if that guy's name, I said if his name was Bronny Williams, he wouldn't even be talked about for the draft.
He wouldn't.
McCants took it a step further. He said if his name was Bronny anything else, Rich Paul wouldn't even be representing this joke.
Did you not see when McCants said he was talking in general, but he was talking about Gil? He was like, I don't give a fuck who if you work their kids out, because but prior to Gil working with Brian kids, his whole goat was MJ. But once he started working with his kids, then he turned to Brian.
Right.
Now it's back to MJ. So McCants, that's why I fuck McCants. He don't have no problem with coming at Gil neck.
Right. And one thing I will say though, I think the other one, Bryce, I think he's the one that's gonna be nice and like get to the league on his strength. You know what I mean?
And
I
he
think
about his pop size too, almost.
right. Pause. You know what I mean? But let's talk some stuff on the internet because I just said pause, but Floyd Mayweather was recently on It Is What It Is. Shout out to Kim. Shout out to Mace. Great interview. The only thing I took away that I found very interesting is they didn't once ask him about him being stranded over Dubai or wherever he's supposed to be stranded at. And that kind of made me think that Tank and them boys is telling the truth. That boy is stranded over there.
Yeah, he probably was. And they probably told him before the interview, don't ask me that.
You already know he told him, like, listen, don't bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said it was a red flag. Now, if they would have asked him and he would have been like, come on, man, knock it off, like, answered it, I'd have been like, all right, maybe Tank frauding. But
if he was, if that was me, I would be the first one to come back and tell, because it ain't like he did anything from the shit I seen. If it is true, they said somebody else that was with him did some nut shit.
Yeah, no, that's what I seen too. But you know what I mean? The whole thing is everything else that comes with it, because what comes with it is if you believe that he's stranded over there, then you might start believing that he's broke. Like they've been running that. You see what I'm saying? And because he probably, if it's true, don't want all that to come out, he's not even going to deal with it. Because he's just flogging.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? His whole movie while he was over there is he don't buy mansions no more. He buying palaces.
Man, he done lost his fucking...
You know what I mean? That's where he was at with it. But I just found that, like, that's a red flag right there. Because I know Cam and Mace, they don't hold no punches. And for them not to ask that, and they asked about drama with Bill Haney and everything else, they didn't ask that. That's a red flag.
Yo, speaking of Bill Haney started to get on my nerves, man. He doing too much talking.
Bill Haney is getting on my nerves as well, man. And it's crazy because I seen the one interview with him, not even an interview. He went live and he was talking, and the first thing I said is, this what Vito be talking about.
Because I remember he was going back and forth with Shakur. Bill was talking more than Devin. Even when Dev started to say shit, he was over talking both of them.
Yes.
Did you see, hold on, let me ask you this. Did you see recently that they said that Bill tried to pay the ref?
No, I ain't see that.
Yeah, I gotta find them and send that to you.
No, I ain't see that. But yeah, it might be time for Dev to not all the way leave his pop, but to move in a different direction. Because his pop may interfere in some business, man, the way he's going along.
Just let his pop run the promotion. Let's get a different trainer.
Yep. NBA Finals is here, Vito. I don't think a lot of people predicted this matchup for the finals. We got Boston Celtics. We got Dallas Mavs. Kyrie versus his old team. Porzingis versus his old team. And it's a lot of talk. We got the duos. First of all, that's what I want to ask you. First question. Who has the better duo in the NBA Finals? You got the Mavs. They got Luka. They got Kyrie. You got the Celtics. They got Jayson, Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Keep it a C. Know who has the better duo.
I'm going to go Dallas.
You want to go with Dallas? Why?
Yeah, because prior to this, I always liked Luka. I just didn't think he was what everybody was saying he was. But he's grown on me, and I think Luka's better than Jaylen and Tatum.
Okay.
And I think Tatum is better than Kyrie, but Kyrie and Brown are neck and neck to me. A lot of people were saying lately because Brown had a good series, he's the number one. Brown's not better than Tatum.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Right, I agree with you. I think Tatum's definitely better than Brown, but I'm taking Boston duo because out of all four of them guys, the only one that really plays like defense is Jaylen Brown. Like none of them other guys. I agree with you. Luka is better than them, but nobody played defense. So I would say I got Jaylen Brown right now over Kyrie. My four would be, if I had to rate them, I'm going Kyrie 4, Jaylen Brown 3, Tatum 2, and Luka 1.
I'm going same way, except for I'm swapping Kyrie and Brown.
So you think Jaylen is the fourth best player?
To me, yeah.
Okay. If you had to add a fifth person in there from either team, who would it be?
Damn, it's a toss-up between Derek Wright and Drew Holiday. I'm going to have to go Drew.
I agree. I would go Drew Holiday as well. Who gonna win that joint though, Vito? Boston?
Boston should win, but I think Dallas is going to win. Me personally, I don't see how Dallas beat Minnesota. The coaching is terrible because at the end of the day, Dallas was way too small for Minnesota. Even when they try to go small to try to run, at the end of the day, if they go small, you don't match them. You punish them down low. Right. I would have made Cat get on the block.
Right.
I would have told Rudy Gobert you get on the other side, and when he shoot, you crash. Right. But I seen something today. B.J. Armstrong was saying how Jayson Kidd was setting up the offense, how you're not supposed to double in the middle of the floor. And he said they're running all their sets from in the middle, so you can't double. And he said once they run the set and they get the mismatch, then they go. Now, and I seen a couple of plays where he was talking about. I see what he's saying, but still, it's no in the world that them little ass motherfuckers should have beat them. Like, what's Gafford, like 6'8"?
Yeah, they a small team. Pause. I'm going to go Boston. I think Boston.
Porzingis coming back.
Yeah, they say he's back doing drills. I'm gonna take Boston to win because I agree with you. I don't know how Dallas won against Minnesota neither because they definitely was outmatched. To be honest with you, I don't know how they won against OKC.
Me either.
You know what I mean? Because they definitely, and it seemed like every year this happens in the NBA Finals. Like Miami, like, and then they get to the chip, and you like, damn, they really don't got no firepower. They only really got these two players, and I'm thinking that's what should happen. Boston has the better team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Truthfully, I don't think Boston would be in it if all the teams in the East were healthy.
Right.
I don't think Boston would have made it.
But shout out to Luka, because one thing about Luka, not only was most of them teams healthy that he played, but they said he the first player since Kobe Bryant did it in 2010 to beat 3 playoff teams that all won 50 games in the season.
What about Dirk? Oh, since 2010.
Since 2010.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they said since 2010. He the last. Kobe was the last person that did it. Now Luka did it. But one other thing I want to ask you about Minnesota real quick, because it's been floating around, and you mentioned Karl Anthony Towns. Should you trade him? Should you keep him and Rudy? Keep it a C note.
I'm trading both of them.
You'll trade both of them. Why?
Because they still hold some type of value. They still got a big man that can shoot and play with the Nas Reed.
Right.
So they can get a couple guys for them. Or future pick.
You would get rid of both of them.
Hell yeah.
Okay, now.
I would get rid of Cat before I get rid of Rudy, though.
You would get rid of Cat first? All right, I agree. I would get rid of Cat first. Anthony Edwards. He kind of fizzed out in that Dallas series. Couple people saying he was tired, fatigued from checking the best guy.
I ain't trying to hear that.
Or was it just that it showed that it's levels? Because
It's
Luka
levels.
and them, like...
It's level. Oh, and Luka in the defense, they can go ISO, so Luka ain't got to take every shot. Neither does Anthony Edwards. But I noticed in some of them fourth quarters, Edwards wasn't even taking shots.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But he wasn't even looking to take shots.
That's what I was saying, and that's what I was like. I don't know if he on dudes like Luka and like where they tried to put him like after he won against Denver. Great series, but maybe Denver just wasn't that good this year. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it seemed like they started putting more and more weight on his shoulders, and he ain't delivered. Because after he had that 40-point something game, he was like really just out there chucking up shots, and whatever falls. One other thing I want to ask you about the Boston Celtics, Vito, because we've went back and forth about this a lot, right? All NBA first team. Jayson Tatum is the only American player to make first team. Now, out of the 5, Joker and Shea Gilchrist was unanimous. Mm-hmm. We already know that 99% say that if Embiid would have been eligible, he would have been all NBA first team. He probably would have been Rookie of the Year.
MVP.
MVP, pardon me. Does that mean that Jayson Tatum is the best American player right now in the NBA?
No, not to me.
Why you say no?
I like Ant over him. I like Steph still. Who else?
For the record, I would take Anthony Edwards over him only because of youth, but I don't think Anthony Edwards is better than Jayson Tatum right now.
You know why I like Anthony Edwards over him? His mentality. Like, when he went up against KD, he wasn't starstruck. He said KD is his favorite player. He was going at him, and he was frying them dudes.
Right.
I like his mentality. Jayson Tatum, he disappears sometimes, too. And he turn that shit over. He do dumb shit from time to time. If I had to, I would have to sit down and really think about who I would take over him, but I don't think he's the best American player.
Okay.
Devin Booker over him, too.
You would take Devin Booker over him? I don't know. I gotta think back. I gotta think on that one. I think I may take Tatum over Booker. To be honest with you. But one thing that's been trending recently on social media is a tweet that has become viral because I guess Dallas made it to the championship. Somebody tweeted that Luka at 25 is better than LeBron James was at 25 as a player. Keep it a C note. Do you agree with that, or should we call him an Oouuber?
They need an Uber.
Why you say that?
Because Luka, don't get me wrong, Luka is good. But also a whole lack of defense in this league.
Right.
If you watch Luka games, it's like he just, because you see he's slow. It's like he just walks down the lane and people get out his fucking way.
Right.
LeBron James at 25, LeBron James is a much better athlete. Right. They shoot similar because Luka ain't no great shooter.
Right.
I feel like post up, they kind of similar. What gives, even though LeBron's not the greatest defender, he's a better defender than him.
Right.
Offensively, LeBron better to the basket. So LeBron got a couple more advantages over him at that age. Well, yeah, at that age. So I'm going LeBron.
Okay. Now, see, this was very interesting because when I went and looked at the stats, at 25, Luka's stats, everything is better. Like, he higher season scoring more points, higher season with rebounds, higher season with assists. They've both made an NBA Finals. Both considered one of the best players in the league by 25. The only reason I'm going to agree with you, Vito, is the defense thing. I think at 25, LeBron was definitely playing defense. He made 2 All-NBA teams, by All-NBA defensive teams by 25. He don't got that many All-NBA defensive teams either. So that just shows that he was getting up and down a little bit. Pause. But Another thing that kind of made me want to go with, because if we go game by game, I mean, if we just go by off a game, LeBron's more athletic. Luka's a better shooter. Luka,
I can't give him that.
Why
That shit is similar to me. Now, I've listen. It's funny we have this conversation because I recently had this debate with my man Mike Green.
Okay.
And we was talking about something similar to this, and I'm telling him just because you average more of something or your percentage is better don't make you a better player.
Right.
And I used the LeBron and the Melo, and Kyle was like, but Melo only averaged more points than him 1 year. But we all know better at the basket, better post up, better mid range, better 3-point is Melo.
Right.
So like I said, just because your numbers might be higher, don't make you better at something.
Right, but you got to be kidding me if you say, listen, just think about it. At 25, LeBron had been to the NBA Finals against the Spurs, and I always talk about it. Popovich sent everybody under every pick and let him shoot.
At 25, I give Luka shooting.
Luka's now. Since you said that about the other thing, though, because you average more, who's the better rebounder out of Luka and LeBron at 25?
I'm going to say LeBron.
Because footnote, Luka's averaged more rebounds. LeBron has never averaged more rebounds. I'm talking about from the age they came in to 25. LeBron's never had a season where he's averaged more. Maybe the first season, I don't know. Maybe Luka's first season, I didn't pay attention to it. But I know they rookie season, Luka had more rebounds and like a tenth of a point of assists more.
Era also plays a part in that because LeBron still caught the end of an era where there still were a lot of big men and there were still guys in it that strictly were into the rebound. Now they're playing small ball. Luka's a point guard, but he's 6'7", 6'8". So he I'm saying he could bang down there with the big guys because they're about the same size.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's more jump shots being shot, so it's a lot of balls coming off. You know what I'm saying?
Footnote. I'm keeping it a C note. LeBron at 25 is better than Luka is right now at 25. But if I got to start a team with one of them, I'm taking Luka. That's just for the record.
I'm taking Brian.
You know what I mean? Like, especially if we can go in any era, because I feel
I'll do it like this. If you was to take that Cleveland team that LeBron took to the chip and got cooked and got swept, I don't think if you put Luka on there, they go to that chip.
Yeah, but that's what good thing, because I went to something else. Good thing you brung that back, right? Because another thing when I was saying about Luka, he beat 350-win teams to get to the chip. And I've talked about it on an episode before, but or maybe I've talked to it with somebody. But I seen something that maybe we was caught in a moment of time that we didn't realize that year. But LeBron and them had one of them years you just said about like Boston had. Every team they played had dudes hurt, especially when they played the Pistons that year.
Who was hurt?
Ben Wallace and all of them was out. Yeah. You know what I mean? But whatever it was, every round LeBron went to, one of their key guys was hurt that they played against that year. So it's funny that you said that. And Luka did win against 350-win teams.
He did win. They beat 3 teams they shouldn't beat.
Right. I agree with that too. But for the record, I got LeBron being better, but I would take Luka if I'm starting team. I'm sorry, I'm keeping it a C note.
I gotta go Brian, man.
All right, that's cool. We got a lot of feedback about the top 5 NFC quarterbacks. Some people agree with you.
Hold on. Let me stop you before you go any further. I seen you had sent me something where somebody said Jared Goff was number 2 because he been to the Super Bowl and he been to the playoffs, right?
Yeah, that was Cousin Reek, I think.
All right, Cousin Reek, whatever you was drinking, change your drink. Get some water or something, man. Because if you're using that, Brock Purdy been to the Super Bowl and he been to the NFC Conference Finals. So if that's the case, you gotta move him up too. If that's the case too.
He had Purdy up there, though.
But he had him at number 2, and he did it in less time than
Yeah, but I think he was I don't know if he put it down, but he definitely was factoring in, like what I said, that he took a bad Lions team and he's kind of rebuilding.
No, we're not gonna do that. Lions were. Are we forgetting that the Lions was good the year before they went this year?
Jared Goff.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Goff is good, but we're not gonna act like the Lions was trash. The Lions got all pro players on that team too. They got one of the best young.
Last year they just missed the playoffs.
They've been good ever since they got Hutchinson.
They got Hutchinson last season.
No, they got Hutchinson. Well, the year before that, since they got Hutchinson, they've been good since the last 2 or 3 years.
When Goff went over there, their first year they won like 5 games.
Yes. So he was
then I think last year they won 8-8 or 9-8 or something like that. They was around there, and then
so ever since Goff's second year, they've been good.
Yeah. Well, you already said it on the episode. They actually improved because he won more games than Stafford won his last season there in his first week. But let's go AFC top 5 quarterbacks. And before we start, I want to say it's a lot of names over the AFC, but when you really look at these quarterbacks, I think it's kind of light over. It's kind of light in the NFL. You probably got 10 worthy quarterbacks, if that. A couple dudes.
A handful of solid guys too that I like Cousins.
Exactly. But what I'm saying, like guys, like I don't say it. But let's go top 5. Who you got? Keep it a C note.
My top 5 gonna be different.
Okay, it's always different. You're lefty.
Absolutely. My number 5 is Joe Burrow.
Yikes, that's really different.
And Joe Burrow, I've said this before. If you watch closely, watch Eli Manning, watch Joe Burrow.
Whoa.
Joe Burrow has a benefit of because his line was trash. I ain't gonna deny that. Eli Manning line was trash. Watch when he dropped back. Because a lot of times he closed his eyes and throw that shit up, and you so happen to have Jamar Chase go get that shit. And you know what made me start noticing that? When they played a couple years ago, they played us, and that's all he was doing was throwing that shit up for grabs.
Did they win against y'all?
No, we beat them. Okay. And Chase was going to go get that shit. No, I'm number 4. I'm gonna go Josh Allen.
Okay.
I just like Josh. I don't give a fuck, man. Fuck the interceptions. If you win, you win. I don't care about that.
Right.
Number 3, I'm gonna go Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Number 2, I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers. And number 1, I'm gonna go Mahomes. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers still got it. I know you hate Aaron Rodgers, but to me, Aaron Rodgers still got it.
Man, I'm gonna call you an Uber.
Call me too.
We gonna call you multiple Ubers. Let me ask you this, right? First of all, did you just say Joe Burrow is like Eli?
Yes, watching. Throw that shit up. Oh, hold on. You saying like Eli? Last I checked, Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls and he beat Tom Brady in both of them.
And Eli Manning is the same guy most people are still saying is not a Hall of Famer.
Eli Manning is definitely a Hall of Famer.
I agree with you, but we ain't gonna act like niggas ain't saying that.
Because they don't know what they talking about. Watching.
Secondly, now I'm not the biggest fan of this guy, but you didn't put the MVP in your top 5?
He's not that great. Matter of fact, he's good. He's not great to me. He shouldn't have been MVP. His numbers wasn't better than Brock Purdy. His numbers wasn't better than Dak Prescott. Who else? Patrick Mahomes. It was probably 4 or 5 guys whose numbers were better than his and had better records. So how the fuck did he get MVP? Man, I'm asking you, how do you justify giving him MVP?
I don't justify giving him MVP.
That's what I'm saying. Nah, I don't think he's that good. He's good, but he's not great.
But for him not to be in your top 5,
he's not better than none of them guys. What do he do better than any of them guys besides run?
That's crazy.
What do he do? What do he do?
Let me get my 5.
Hold on, before you get your 5, because you said that's crazy. Tell me why. Pick one of them guys I named and tell me why he's better. Whoever you think the weakest guy out of my 5 is. Why is
First
he better?
of all, Aaron Rodgers. Okay. We don't know what he is anymore. You going off of something from 4 years ago.
No, I can't. Man, I'm going off the last year he played.
Last year he played in Green Bay. That nigga dudded out.
He didn't.
He didn't make the playoffs.
Don't mean you dudded out. It is a team sport.
He had a bad year.
Come on, man. We're not going to do that.
You know what I mean? Come on, man.
How many times Lamar Jackson had a bad year?
He's had a bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, because you trying to get me to sit here, and do that. But what I'm saying is that man was the MVP. He got to be. That
don't mean no. He don't. He didn't deserve the MVP.
Man, you
He didn't deserve. What do you do to get the MVP? You got to have good numbers and you got to have a good amount of wins.
He had both.
He didn't have more wins than Dak or Brock, and he didn't have better numbers than Dak or Brock. And that's just two people because I can't think of the other guys. So how the fuck do you justify him getting the MVP?
I think personally is because in most of them big games he played in, like against marquee matchups, like against the better teams, he most of them games he performed.
All right, listen,
against Detroit for one,
like against us. He played a good game, right, against us.
Right.
Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions against them.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy numbers was better than his that game.
I can't remember who y'all won that game.
No, we lost.
Y'all lost, right? Okay.
Brock Purdy numbers was better than his that game.
Yeah, but when you add all that into it, I think his record against the top teams last year was what gives him extra credit.
Nah, come on, man.
I'm saying that has to be.
Okay.
I'm not saying extra credit with me. I'm saying maybe that's why the people voted for him MVP because of them wins.
Maybe.
Gotta be. But my number 5, I'm still going Trevor Lawrence. He's still my top 5. Number 4, we got the same number 4. I'm going Josh Allen. 3, I'm going to MVP Lamar Jackson. 2, I'm going Burrow. 1, I'm going Mahomes. I'm keeping it a C note.
You know what? I've been off the Trevor Lawrence train, but what solidified it is I just recently seen a side-by-side comparison, and they blanked out the pictures, and they put up the numbers, and one was Trevor Lawrence, and the other was the Eagles backup, the mustache.
Played for Jacksonville last year. Minshew.
And Minshew been a backup during his whole career, and his numbers is better than Lawrence's for a career.
Yeah, I seen that with somebody. Matter of fact, I seen one of them with the MVP. Yeah, I seen one of them with the MVP. I forget who they compared his numbers to, but it was a backup. But yeah, you off Trevor Lawrence, but the guy that I was off on your list is Herbert. I'm off Herbert.
Herbert, nice. I like Herbert. Man.
Herbert,
nice, man.
Herbert overrated, man.
No, think about how many injuries they had. Like we played them last year, and they had none of their starters, receivers was playing, and they still almost beat us, all on the strength of him.
Man, Herbert
tough.
Herbert, one of them niggas that he did that with y'all because he's one of them niggas that's weekly gonna kill your ticket.
True.
You know what I mean?
And hold on, I'm glad you said that because truthfully, when you're gambling on a team and the person you need to get you over the hump, if he fucks up, that will kind of sway your opinion towards him because that's what originally made me stop liking Luka because he lost my fucking ticket one time because he didn't get the ball to Porzingis.
But it seemed like Herbert doesn't perform against the teams that you like. Oh, I know Herbert. This nigga's the 32nd ranked defense. I know Herbert gonna go out, and then he go out there 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
If you look at his numbers is on par, probably better than most of them dudes that we talking about in this list.
Nah, man, them numbers is fugazi, man.
Nah, they're not because think about it. Even though he got some names, he had Allen, he had Mike Wood. Them dudes hurt every year. So who is he really throwing it to, and he's still getting them numbers?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Vito, because I started it, and by the next episode, I'm going to have a list of all the quarterbacks that's started at least 5 years, except for, the younger guys like Purdy and all them. Well, maybe you can't put Purdy in it either. But I'm doing a list of every active quarterback, how many 1,000-yard receivers they've ever made. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I wanna see, because one thing about Herbert, because even the rookie they drafted last year, wide receiver boy, was supposed to be somebody, and it's like Herbert couldn't make that. Like this year is gonna make or break Herbert, because he don't got the names that they automatically gonna go out and get busy. He has to make a guy now.
Keenan Allen was old as shit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Keenan Allen still get busy when he's on the field. What I'm saying is, like, you saying those guys are hurt What I'm saying is, when they were hurt, he didn't make nobody else nice. The boy Johnson, that's what I'm talking about, was the rookie that was supposed to be. He didn't make nobody else nice. So I think this year going to be a make or break year because he don't got a name receiver. So he's got to make somebody nice. But me, I'm done with Herbert.
Nah, I like Herbert.
Yeah, I don't know. But you got anything else before we get out of here, Vito?
Nah, that's it. Oh, the Diddy shit.
Oh yeah. Shout out to you for that, Vito. Diddy got a lot going on right now. We seeing it on the internet. I just want to know what's your whole take on anything with
right.
Diddy.
This is my take. What has he done that is illegal?
He whipped this girl ass. Didn't he?
Statute of limitations.
I mean, it's statute of limitations.
So what the fuck? Why are they fucking with him? What did he do that is illegal? I'm saying that domestic violence is illegal, but they're fucking 8 years old.
Sex trafficking, brother.
Come on, that's easily said. You can say that about anybody at any time. Right now, somebody can walk in and say you did that. That don't make it true, because where's the proof? Like,
they saying they got videos though.
Of what exactly is sex trafficking? When you take somebody of below the legal age across state lines? That considered sex trafficking?
That's a trafficking of minor, ain't it?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what is the legal definition of sex trafficking?
I think they consider sex trafficking if you got like prostitutes and all that, and you.
That's why I don't. But why the fuck do he need? Why would he need prostitutes?
They said they be working with sex workers and all that, making sex workers and all that.
But my thing is, why would you need to transport them when every city you go in, you can find something?
Or that's like you pimping.
That's what I'm saying. Every city you go in, you can find a sex worker.
They consider that as sex trafficking. What's the definition though of it?
Sex trafficking is human trafficking for the purpose of sexual exploitation. It has been called a form of modern slavery because the victims are forced into sexual and non-consensual in a form of sexual slavery. Okay. So if that's the case, was Cassie sex trafficked? Because I'm sure she signed on.
Cassie saying she was one of his sex slaves. Okay,
I'm sure she signed on for that because I just recently seen an interview. Who the fuck was it saying that Cassie was around when he was doing all that shit to the chick he had before that, Kim Porter?
Yeah,
she seen that and she still signed on for that shit.
Yeah.
So it ain't like he taking you out? You know what I'm saying?
Cassie was chasing that check and got caught up. That's what all
got
that
a record
about.
deal out there. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. What I did find crazy is when they said all that stuff about Biggie. Because in my heart, I kind of feel like Puffy kind of instigated all that Biggie and Pac stuff. Mm-hmm. And you could kind of tell, like, Biggie didn't really want that drama, but they're trying to say, like, Puff and them wanted Biggie to go at Pac. Biggie didn't want to. So Puff deliberately put the Who Shot Ya track out. But then after Big died, they're saying that they tried to put Big on the cover of, I think it was Rolling Stones, whatever the magazine it'd be on the cover. And Puff was like, man, that nigga dead, man. I got an album about to come out. And Puff ended up taking the cover. Once I seen that, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, cause he could, at worst, he could have got on the cover with him and Big,
right?
Just to say scratch Big and put me on there.
Yeah, I got an album coming out.
Because your album wasn't gonna sell no numbers anyway, so it didn't fucking matter.
That was the album with "I'll Be Missing You" and all that. When he was just trying to benefit.
So he definitely should have had Big on the cover then.
Yeah, and they talked about him, and he had the new Big tattoo on the cover. Though that's what's crazy about it. But one thing I was telling you, Vito, like I'm starting to see the play now with the industry, and cause that Diddy stuff may be all boiled back down. Like he, not saying that he didn't do none of this stuff, but it may all be coming to the light because he tried to sue.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He tried to go against the grain. But here's the thing. One thing that I found interesting is that most people have always looked at Diddy as like the dancey, nutty nigga, and Suge the big bad wolf. But it kind of looked like Puffy was the nigga orchestrating a lot of that stuff. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Puff had something to do with both them joints. Because even the lawyer said that it's true Biggie and them was suing Puff trying to get their royalties and all that back. So they was going through stuff.
Listen,
with Diddy.
I could believe that shit too, because think about it. They said Diddy had something to do with Kim Porter's death.
Right.
He was the reason why his right hand man, the boy Wolf, got killed.
Right.
They said they even think he played a part in the Aaliyah situation.
That's crazy.
I just seen that. The other Jaguar Wright was talking about it.
Yeah, I seen it, John. Jaguar Wright saying
Jay-Z and him had played a part in that.
You seen they said Jaguar Wright said that Aaliyah wasn't unconscious when she got on. They gave her something and put her to sleep.
And Hype Williams had never made a statement. They said they didn't even investigate it. Yeah. And some shit I've seen. What's the boy? The old head gang member from Cali, the gray hair.
I don't know.
He a power rule. Anyway, I'm gonna find out his name. He always wear the glasses. Got the little fade. He said that I think it's her uncle. Somebody in the Leah family got like a check after she died. Like I don't know if it was like from the music or from like
I think it was the uncle.
Yeah,
the uncle was the one that put her on. Like,
it was crazy check he got, like 60 million or some shit like that.
Did you see when Jaguar said that the reason why Aaliyah was rushing to get back is because they allegedly called her and said Dame Dash was in an accident?
No, I ain't seen that.
And he was on. That's what Jaguar. Dame has never come out. Now, I've seen a couple of interviews where he snapped, but he's never really went into details. You know what I mean? But you can tell it's some type of foul play. But Jaguar Wright saying that that's what they said happened.
Speaking of people getting on my nerves, Dame getting on my nerves too, man.
Why?
Because for all this time, he's been, like, when people been asking him about Jay, he always say, man, I'm a grown man. I don't talk about other men. Blase, blase.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, every interview he does, he's talking about, even if they're asking him, they was asking you before, but you was always saying, ask him. Now, all of a sudden, every interview you're talking about. And then a lot of shit has come to light. A lot of shit that that people say Jay was doing. Come to find out, this guy was doing some of the similar shit to state property, like with the clothing line, with some of the sneakers, the pro and shit. They saying he was playing dirty games too behind the scenes.
Man, to be honest with you, that's a whole different can of worms, man, because all of them niggas was playing dirty, man. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about it was a trickle down effect. You know what I mean? Because even though we love Siegel,
you ain't gotta say. I already know what you're talking about.
I've heard a lot of shit that even Siegel did.
We seen.
So, I'm saying, man, all of them niggas was over there playing foul. Right. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just like, man, who was the foulest? Like,
right.
You know,
we know who the foulest was,
but one thing I can say from being around where certain members always gravitated to. Like, they might not say it, some of them do say it, but back then, them niggas was damed out. Because Dame was the one that was moving with them guys and, you know what I mean, making sure they was his guys and all that. Yeah, so I don't know how it ended up switching once the breakup happened, but yeah.
I know how it, because you were going to, 9 times out of 10, you're going to try to roll with the motherfucker who's going to make you money in the future. So I could see why niggas would go with, like, I could see why Kanye would have went with Jay instead of Dame, because Jay is the talent and and Dame is the live wire, even though Dame was the more solid individual when it comes to having your back and certain shit.
But listen now, I think now when you look at it, the way hip hop started, independent labels. It went to these major labels. Then you had in the 90s, you had guys break out independent again, right? And it seemed like only certain guys like Diddy and them, like the funny guy, but it seemed like all the guys that stood for something, like you couldn't no yes man. Suge Knight, you could tell he wasn't no yes man for the industry. They got him out of there. Dame Dash, no matter what crazy stuff was going on, he wasn't no yes man. They made sure they got rid of him. Irv Gotti, he may have been a yes man, but he had street niggas around him like Supreme and them that wasn't going for that. They got him out of there.
Yeah, they always get rid of them type of dudes.
So I just feel like most of them dudes just had longevity or got longevity. Like even my guy, like, you know what I mean? Later in the years, like, you see Nas, like, he's connected to all the high white people now, and like, come on, man.
But one thing I gotta give credit for, and with him, you don't hear his name in a lot of bullshit.
Nah, you never do. But I was just bringing up the white guy because it's like it's never. It seemed like it's never. If it is from the mud, they get rid of, like, Suge and them is from the mud. They got rid of them.
Nas don't cause problems. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I could see that too. But I just, my thing is, man, I just look at it like niggas may be compromised, man. When I see the niggas that they got rid of in the game, you like, man, these niggas, they still.
Think about it. There's guys out there who've been doing it forever. Guys like Kiss, guys like Fabulous,
right?
Who ain't as big as guys who ain't got half of the talent,
right?
And they've been around one way longer,
right? Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? Or just as we always say, the hits.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I've sent you plenty of stuff where, you know, people say, the radio people, we make anything a hit.
Yeah, you can.
You know what I mean? Because I sent you the guy from L.A. that was saying that they was ready to give up on It's the Hard Knock Life song. And he told them no, and they start pushing it out L.A., and it became a big song.
I give you the best example. When Nelly made the song with Clint Black, it was all in my head. I used to hate that shit, but then I just kept hearing it. And then I realized, like, damn, this song ain't that bad. So if you hear it enough, it's gonna become catchy. Right. And then next thing you gonna start singing, then you're gonna start fucking with it.
Yeah, that's what they want. That's what they want you to do. But
example. Now, I fuck with Drake. He's not the best rapper.
Right.
He make good songs, but like I said, the two guys to choose, Fabulous and Kiss, much better rappers.
Right.
They make great songs too.
Right.
But they not on the level of a nigga like Drake because for whatever reason.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying,
sometimes you can't let bars go over your head. Pause, because Jada Kiss said it back in the day. He said, "I'm stuck with what I'm stuck with
because I don't suck." Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that line is a lot deeper. Yeah. Pause.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah.
Jada, you knew something when you said that line, huh? Keep it a C-no. Holla at us. That's all you got, Vito?
Yeah, that's all I got.
We about to wrap this episode up, people. Again, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor. Please hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you agree with something, disagree, want to correct us on something, or if you want to call one of us a Uber, let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C-note. And make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you, so that we can all talk that talk together. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C-note. We holla at y'all.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.